So, hello and welcome. This is Erica Glessing, and you're joining me on Fridays with Daria. And, we just leave the box by the wayside. We're so far beyond the box. Welcome, Daria.
Thank you. Good to be here again.
Yeah, and I was asking for her help actually this morning because I'm working on a project that it isn't moving forward the way I wanted it to. And we were talking a little bit about asking for more. Just tell me a little bit about the context of that when things aren't shifting and something more is possible, but you don't know what that is yet.
Well, the topic of more is a huge topic. You can take it in so many avenues, but the thing that pops and speaks to the energy of what you are asking about is that when you're looking at your project and the way you're creating it right now, are you actually acknowledging the hugeness of the contribution of what this project would like to be and is ready to be in the world?
Mm.
And are you also letting it be as big as it would like to be? Or are there elements, people, or things in part of the project that are limiting it currently to the just the way they can cognitize this will be?
Yeah. And then there's this um, as soon as I started asking for something easier, it started seeming bigger. It was
So,
counterintuitive.
well, it's funny because we think ease or easy is going to create something that is smaller and easier to handle or take care of. But what if a greater creation, a bigger creation, a more massive creation, a more intense creation could be more ease? And I
Yeah.
know by my own experience that I've been part of the projects that were involving hundreds of people, and it was the same project, but in a different time, it involved 2,000, 3,000 people. And the interesting part was that the ease I had with taking care of either those project actually was more present with the larger creation than with the smaller.
Wow.
Even
Right?
though I didn't sleep those nights, I didn't eat basically, I was on nonstop 24/7 for a couple weeks. I didn't require any food or any kind of external energy because the project was feeding me and there was so much ease in that. While with the hundreds of people project, I had to put a lot more energy into getting it moving and found myself being not at much ease than
Hmm.
with a larger.
I know that makes total sense. And so, if we look at like last we were talking about trust and then trusting when everything turns into chaos, I think this is like the perfect next topic of expanding out beyond what you thought was possible. And maybe just, I'm getting like there's some more tools you could share with the audience.
Well, the thing is like you can ask a question. You can ask many questions when you work with anything. And like you said, how do I get it to be more? Well, the question is, what would you like to be? Number one. And I acknowledge that this project actually is a living, breathing creature, not just something you make. You have put something into place that now took on its own life force.
True
And now
that.
if you were to speak to it as if it was its own life force and work with it as a friend and as a partner and ask it, what do you require? What do you desire? How big would you like to be? Who do I add? What do I add? Is there anything that I need to change? And also, I would ask myself, how big am I willing for it to be? And be vulnerable with yourself and raw and go, oh, wow, I actually don't want it to be big because I think it's going to consume my entire life. And then go, okay, well, is that correct? Is this actually what's going to happen? Or is it my conclusion that is making it so? And
Mm,
if I didn't make that conclusion, wasn't in that decision about it, and didn't make anything that I've seen before today, and observed in the world as the reality, and that's how things will be. If I were to let this creature grow into a monster of possibilities, what would that monster do for me and with me, and how would it take care of me?
Yeah, I've noticed that as access comes into different parts of my life, as different tools show up in my life, it seems like every single time some new tools show up, then there's these reverberations of change.
Yeah. So what is the vibration of change? And like, you have to look at, does it mean that it's good? Does it mean that it's wrong? Does it mean, like, what does it mean to you? Because everything that it means to you is going to limit it.
Wow, right?
So if you were to go, oh, all these meanings that I have with regards to this, I wonder, like, what would it be like if I didn't have these meanings? And then you go in a question, and the question dissolves all the molecules that have been solidified into the future of possibility as it was now. And now these molecules can be redesigned and be malleable into a different possibility that is available to you that you don't even know what it is.
You know, it's been interesting for me having this Fridays with Daria. It's really been fun for me to have you come back and bring your brilliance. But I don't think we've really let people know, like in a kind of more hmm, pleasant, like deeper fashion, what it's like to work with you and what kinds of things you like to work with. And why don't we take a few minutes and just really share like how you like to work with people and what it looks like if they do bring you into their world and ask you to help them.
Oh goodness, there's so many possibilities of how things could be. And again, I'm living based on what I believe in. I don't want to limit it to how I see it, what it could look like. It could be workshops with me in a group form. It could be one-on-one facilitation and consultation type of work. It could be online with other people, thousands of people all over the world, and having it translated in different languages, and me traveling all over the world like I have. There's all those possibilities that I have seen so far. But then what do you know? Like, if you were to invite someone like me in your life to bring a different perspective, what would you create it as?
Mm.
And that's the question that I always ask of myself when I also bring others to my life, is like, cool, these are the things that they have done. And how would I like to bring them in my life? What would work for me? And would that work for them? And that's the functioning from the kingdom of we, where you recognize your requirements, needs, and possibilities, and also others, and then let them mold into something new.
Do you find when you're speaking in front of like a group or you're in a group setting that it brings out different parts of you?
Oh my God, every single time, even with the conversations with you, I can't prepare these conversations because I'm going to show up and I'm going to have like a list of to-do things, and I can't touch even one of them because the energy within you, in your world, in the world of the listeners that we're connecting to right now, that energy is not what I thought it was going to be. And I
Mm.
have to speak to the energy that is present in the room, in the space I'm in, rather than to what I decided I have to give you guys.
Right,
Yes, that's
right,
not serving.
right.
That's feeding you something you don't want to eat.
I do that when I go and speak. I will connect with the audience and I'll ask questions, and then I usually tailor whatever I was going to do because sometimes they're light years ahead of what I had planned and sometimes they're light years apart from what I planned, and I quickly like basically take whatever I've created and I go, "Huh, I think I need to do something different."
And that's the beauty of us. We have to be willing to change and alter to what is required in the moment. Because
Yeah.
if people are willing to receive, that's going to change the world. That they're going to walk out the room completely different and lit up and alive. And if you're going to deliver the energy you have decided they need, and then are willing to receive it, they're going to walk away heavy and gloomy. Like,
Wow.
what would I choose? Of course I would choose you being bright and shiny star.
Right, right. Well, that's just awesome. It went by so fast again, Daria. I can't wait till next Friday. I have no idea what we'll be bringing you guys, but you know what? We're going to have fun with it. That's for sure.
That's why they're Fresh Fridays.
I know. Tell us how we can reach you and find out more and connect with you.
DariaHanson.com or on Facebook. You can look up me under Daria Hanson.
Thank you.